break time now. We take a small mental break. Let me talk of some scientists today. It is a hypothetical case. The world is now finished. It is the time after the final day of judgment. The scientists have all done great work for humanity. Based on their scientific work, life has become so easy and so forth and so on. So because of their great service to mankind, they are all in heavens, in the paradise, right? So whether you agree or not. So they are there and they are in a beautiful park and they are talking to each other and so on. And because they are scientists, so they are together by God's wish, that you see these guys together will be much better than mixing them with the other people. So these scientists are saying that, you see, during our life we were always working. Let us now relax and play and so on, and let us do things which are very childish in nature and enjoy them. It's okay, everybody agreed. There is a famous game, you know, in children called hide and seek. This is in English, in every language, that there are some children, they go and hide in different places and one person has to find them. And once he finds anyone, then the game is over, then it restarts. So it is called hide and seek. Seek means find. So they say, let us do hide and seek. So okay. And by toss, the first time, Einstein is the one who has to find the other people. So okay, everybody goes. Einstein has his eyes closed and he is counting 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. All the others, they go behind a tree, behind a bush, in some hole, somewhere they are hiding. Newton walks 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 paces, then takes a piece of chalk or a stone or something, makes a square box on the ground, makes a mark on a square box and stands in front. Now Einstein says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once he reaches 50, he says, now I have counted till 50, I will open my eyes. He opens the eyes, everybody else is hidden, but Newton is right in front of him. So he starts shouting, oh, Newton is out, Newton is out. Everybody comes out from the hiding. But Newton says, no, Newton is not out. You are wrong. He said, what do you mean? We have seen you. He said, no, Pascal is out. He said, what do you mean? Newton is out. He said, no, Pascal is out. See, this square is 1 meter by 1 meter. This is 1 square meter. And Newton is standing on it. Newton per meter square. Einstein is out. We were telling you that there is a general format for the stress intensity factor. Whether it is mode 1, mode 2, mode 3, sigma root pi a is always there. The y will change. For mode 1, for many of the crack geometries and plate sizes and so on in the table and so forth, we have already shown you the solutions. For mode 2 and mode 3, the solutions will be higher level, but the equation will be of a similar structure. And of course, if you go to a higher course or you start working in a place where fracture mechanics is the thing, then you will learn to know of it. So your favorite activity now, an example. Show that K1 solution for the single edge notched tensile panel, SENT panel, reduces to equation 242 when A is much smaller than W. So equation 242 I have repeated for you, right? This was 1.12 sigma root pi A. Remember, single edge notch tensile. So it is edge. So this was for an edge plate. This was for an edge plate. But on that edge plate, it was semi-infinite. So on one side, the edge crack was there. On the other side, there was infinite size. So this was the factor. But they are saying that take the SENT from the table, take that equation, but apply a condition. A is very much smaller than W, means A upon W is almost close to 0, right? So please now go to the table, find the equation for SENT. In that equation, try to put A by W is almost negligible. A by W is approximately equal to 0. Do that. And again, that challenge that no, I will not give up. until I am satisfied. It will take 2-3 minutes. This is not anything hi-fi. This is very simple. The equation is given. In the equation, wherever there is a by w, then try to take limit a by w tends to 0 and then solve it. Okay, and please don't go further into the solution unless you are totally done, mentally done. So when you come back, you have paused my lecture. When you come back, it means you have done the solution. So now this is what we want to derive. This is the equation. Remember that K1 is P upon B under root W F A by W. P is the applied load, capital B is the plate thickness, F A by W is the dimensional function. So this is the equation. So don't take just F A by W. This is the equation. So take the F A by W and multiply it by this, and then you will have the K1 equation. So now I am showing you the SENT, and this is the FA by W. So this is 2tan pi A upon 2W. So A by W is here. Cos pi A upon 2W. A by W is here. And A by W is approaching 0. And it is multiplied by this, right? This is wrong. This is not there. This end is here. So this continues all the way till here. So there is nothing. There is nothing. Just do this, and then if you put this in there, then you will have the solution. Then you will have the solution. So now, right, the full K P B this FA by W, and for the FA by W, you are reducing it. You are reducing it, and so on. So forget about all that. Forget about all that. This FA by W after the correction factor. After the correction. This you can understand. Do you understand? This you can understand that they are saying that rather than this root W, take the root W inside, right? And so on, so that you can relate to the equation as the equation is there, because your equation is K1 is equal to y root pi A, sigma root pi A. So the root pi A we want here. We want the root pi A here. We want the root pi A here. And what is the area on which the force is acting? The force is P. The force is P. And what is the area? If the width is W and the thickness is B, then B into W is the area. So P upon BW is sigma. P upon BW is sigma. And root pi A is here. Do you understand? We want the equation in the form y sigma root pi A. So convert this, right? So B into W. So if you make W, then a root W will go in the numerator. And if you add root pi A, then a root pi A will come. So if you multiply this by W root pi A, then you have the same equation as you want. So now with that your y equation, your y therefore in the equation, right? Root pi A is there, sigma is here. So if FA by W this, so this much is y, this much is your y. So therefore now go to the table, find the FA by W multiplied by this. Those factors come here, those factors come here. Do you agree? If they come here, then of course this value is 1.12. This value is 1.12, and that is it. This value becomes 1.12. What is the thing that we are doing? You see, if any angle tends to 0, then sine of the angle becomes equal to the angle. In all scientific equations, you understand, in all scientific equations, theta or angle is taken in radians, not in degrees. So if it is in radians, then tan of theta is roughly equal to theta, and sine of theta is also roughly equal to theta, right? So if you use this, only this, that tan of theta is roughly equal to theta if theta is a small, right? And this also means because tan theta is sin theta upon cos theta. If theta is small, cos theta is 1. So sin theta upon cos theta is equal to also theta, right? So if theta is very small given in radians, then tan of theta is equal to theta and sine of theta is equal to theta. So in the table equation for FA by W, do this and then you will get the solution as you have. You will get the solution as you have. So if you don't use this small trigonometric knowledge that for a small theta in radians, tan theta and sine theta reduce to theta itself. Okay, otherwise then you will get stuck. So with this you have done this big table and the effect of finite size and so on. Now, principle of superposition. You know that you have done a lot of physics and a lot of mechanics, solid mechanics, this principle is always there, right? This principle is always there, that if we can divide the solution into portions and you can superpose the solutions. For example, I'll give you an example which when I was a student initially I was very afraid, and then all that fear started to dissolve away. That when you go to statics, you say this is one type of loading: tensile loading, shear loading, compressive loading, torsional loading. For each one of them there is a solution. So okay, I have now understood the solution. Then you say combined loading, and I say, oh my goodness, combined loading. It has tension also and shear also and torsion also. So we are really afraid. The problem is that no. You know your vector theory. You know your vector theory. Solve the problem for unknown forces and moments for only tensile case. Now you have Fx, Fy, Fz, the solution is there. Solve it separately for only the compressive forces. You have Fx, Fy, Fz. Solve it separately for the bending moment forces. You have now Fx, Fy, Fz. In the end, you know that it is a vector thing. So Fx, right, the forces in the x direction are vectors. Add all the x, add all the y, add all the z. In a vector format, of course, the direction matters. And then you have the combined Fx, Fy, Fz. And this, right? So superposition. Solve the problem in different pieces and then add the solutions together. So now let us see here. If you have linear elastic material, similar individual components of stress, strain and displacement are additive, right? Superposition, because of superposition. That if linear elastic behavior, if it is non-linear, then this will not apply. But as long as linear elasticity applies, then individual components of stress can be added, strain can be added, and so on. Similarly, stress intensity factors are additive as long as the mode of loading is consistent. So this is great. This is big. The proof of this is way beyond us. But what they are saying is, for stress, strain and displacement, we know that under linear elastic we can add them. So for a stress intensity factor, as long as the mode of loading is consistent, if it is K1, then K1, A type, B type, C type, add them and you have the total. But you cannot mix K1 with K2 and K3. K total is not there, right? So in a stress intensity factor, if it is consistently mode 1 throughout, then you can divide your problem into pieces. You can divide your problem into pieces and you are still okay, right? So this is a brilliant thing, and this will be done, and using this we will solve a problem just now.